And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, I received a couple emails, and I do want to, this is for the audience, and I do want to read these emails. As you well know, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can text the show at 706-889-9700. You can email me, chief@fetchernews.com. You can follow us on Twitter at FetcherNews, at FYNTV. Now, interestingly, just so you know out there, in the local news game out here, FetcherNews.com. And FetcherNews.com, we have journalistic standards. Anyhow, we cover White County, Dawson County, and Lumpkin County. Now, we cover 10 counties, but the 400 corridor, as we call it, White, Lumpkin, and Towns, not White, Lumpkin, and Dawson County, there are 2 dedicated reporters to that area. And Bill Johnson is in his second year, close, maybe 2 years now. Actually, if we're watching college football, Bill and I went to a college football game last year together, so if we're in... we're getting close to 2 years. Anyhow, so Bill Johnson, which if you go to FetcherNews.com and you click on White County, Lumpkin County, or Dawson County, you will be able to read his articles. But I received 2 emails from Bill this morning. They're quite humorous. One says, let's see, the one says that Bill sent me, that I think you will enjoy. He says, I am part of the resistance at FYN. I am part of the resistance at FYN. Our chief constantly engages in rants. I will work secretly behind the scenes to try to calm him down. Wonder who that is. Calm him down. Hope he doesn't find out who I am. Anonymous. I am part of the resistance at FYN. Our chief constantly engages in rants. I will work secretly behind the scenes to try to calm him down. Hope he doesn't find out who I am. Anonymous. And then he went on to write, Bill Johnson, he went on to write, if I attempted to post an anonymous op-ed at Fetcher News, Brian would fire me, and I don't blame him. Signed, Bill Johnson. He doesn't care, you know that came from him. If I attempted to post an anonymous op-ed at Fetcher News, Brian would fire me, and I don't blame him, Bill Johnson. It's part of the resistance as we know it. Now, yesterday, Brett Kavanaugh, we'll go into that. Brett Kavanaugh was up there, and let me open my computer. I'm sorry, it went to sleep while I was talking there. But Brett Kavanaugh, Supreme Court nominee, all right? Supreme Court nominee, confirmation hearings. I'm not going to break down the sound bites that the Democrats, who don't even understand the Constitution and did not ask the guy constitutional-based questions, I'm not going to break that down, okay? Let's just get the hearings over with. Yes, I will listen to more of it, but let's get the hearings over with, okay? And once we get the hearings over with, then let's get the vote and let's get the guy on the bench. Now, all I'm going to say to you is Mattis, James Mad Dog Mattis, okay? He may leave, not unusual. We know that by all standards in an administration, not unusual, okay? He put out a statement saying that, you know, it was just not true. What was being said was not true. James Kelly may leave, not unusual, okay? Not unusual. They have done some outstanding work getting things on the right track for the President of the United States to take over if necessary and somebody come in. Now, when the President of the United States started this job, he attempted to let certain people help. And let's not go into Steve Bannon, but let's just say Sean Spicer came from the Republican Party. Previs came from the Republican Party. When Flynn was fired, NSA director, National Security Advisor, right? When Michael Flynn, General Michael Flynn was fired, there was a need to calm some things down, and somebody helped make a decision that H.R. McMaster should be in there. Well, you know, we have all read, not taking our time, all of the things about H.R. McMaster, and you and I did not, many of us didn't want him in there. We felt Rex Tillerson needed to leave, okay? Now, if you remember, during the confirmations, I strongly opposed Tillerson and brought it up. And I said, you have to be careful because look who's introducing Tillerson, Gates. Look who introduced Rex Tillerson to Donald Trump, right? So they're finding these people, and then you have Cohen. Now there are other Wall Street people in there. Let's see, I'm looking for a name, Goldman Sachs, so on and so forth, that are in the White House with the President of the United States. But Gary Cohen, okay, he was in there and he left. So they're starting to pinpoint some of these people that may have went with washed up, wishy-washy Bob Woodward and helped write a book. Okay, that's not uncommon, okay? And saying whatever. Now, the President of the United States is not from their world in the White House. So he doesn't speak their language. So maybe when he started out, he stopped them from time to time and said, could you explain this and explain that? What the hell are you talking about, right? Well, that wasn't a 5th or 6th grade mentality, and that wasn't dementia. That was just the fact that you have a businessman that took over the White House and became President of the United States, and is all of a sudden has all the assistants and all these people putting things in front of him. And I don't think Donald Trump ever in his entire life maybe had somebody walk in and say, Mr. President, this is your schedule for the day at 10:05, we'll have 2 people come in. They'll sit down there. You will look at the cameras, welcome them, thank them for coming to the country, and then at 10:22, and then at 10:07, we'll be leaving to board Marine One. At 11:52, you'll be eating a sandwich with so-and-so, saying that you enjoy America's dairy products at 3 o'clock. Trump probably never had that before. In the past, the deep state would whisk in their president, okay, who they handpicked and put in the seat, and then they would set their schedule and tell them what to do all day long. And every once in a while, the deep state president of choice at that time would come to the microphones and give the impression they were making a bold, strong statement concerning something. That's it. I mean, this is most presidents. Hey, where is so-and-so? Well, he's up on Capitol Hill today, making a pitch for your programs. What programs? Don't worry, sir. He's making a pitch for things you support. Okay, I'll go with that. That's Bill Clinton, George W. Okay? List goes on. Obama. Now, that being said, moving right along, so Kavanaugh will go to the court and go to the bench. And what gets me, and I'll say this, is Brett Kavanaugh has gone into great detail at multiple times, talking about how thorough and how much time the President of the United States put in deliberation and discussion and working with Don McGahn that's there, White House counsel, and picking him to be the next Supreme Court justice. So you've got a guy that's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I've watched the John Roberts confirmation. I go all the way back. I watched Clarence Thomas, Bork. I remember Bork, Clarence Thomas, John Roberts, Alito. Okay, the list goes on. All right? I've watched them. Kavanaugh is absolutely brilliant. I think I've heard more discussion, and I don't remember all the other Supreme Court nominees in their confirmation hearings, but this guy, you know, he had the Constitution, and he flipped through it, he quoted it. When he did a top 10, okay, of the Federalist Papers, I'm just telling you, anyhow, this is probably one of the most brilliant guys I've listened to talk. And I'm basically really only listening to Republicans ask a question, basically, because they ask a question and he answers according to the Constitution. All right? And he's not giving the Democrats the sound bites they want. But that being said, you got a guy that's absolutely brilliant over here discussing the Constitution, discussing how much time the President of the United States, Donald Trump, put into the decision in picking him and how thorough the president was in picking this guy. And then over here, you got people wanting to say that the guy's in early stages of dementia. He's not fit to be president, and we have to hide things from him. Anyhow, just in time, let me see what I have here because I'm going to take a break. It's set up. Brennan called him, it's like a lion. A wounded lion is very dangerous. Like a wounded lion is very dangerous. Trust me, folks, they are doing everything they can to attack this guy to see if he'll explode. But before we go to break, yesterday, what is so under the cover, Kim Jong-un has scheduled the third summit with South Korea, has put a date for full denuclearization on the board, has sent President Trump a letter saying, you know, let's get back to talking denuclearization. He didn't send it to upper White House staff. He didn't send it to the New York Times to publish. He didn't send it to the Washington Post. He sent the President of the United States. Okay? Trust me, it may take 2 years, but the American people will be very thankful in the end of what Donald Trump, President of the United States, brings to the table with North Korea. So, yesterday, Google said, screw you, America, we don't give a rat's. That's what they said. Chair's empty. House committee held some hearings yesterday. The guy from Twitter, I forget his name right off, he's there. Representative of Facebook is there. Google's chair is empty, says, go to hell, America. You know, we're going to do what we want. All right? Now, one thing before we go to break, SEO, search engine optimization. Okay? Keywords, SEO, search engine optimization. Now, technically, don't believe any BS these people give you, okay? Because you can, okay, now let me explain this to you. If I post something today, like this show, all right? If Josh goes in when he puts it on YouTube, and he goes in what's called tag words, okay? And he just says McCain, he says President Donald Trump. I mean, we can put all the tag words in that when you do a search out there, it should help bring our stuff to the top for you to see, okay? Search engine optimization. You hear SEO all the time, all right? Now, when we write things in a way. That's why headlines are becoming very explosive, because the media is an action medium. We want you to click. I won't lie to you, they will. We want you to click. So that's why the headlines are becoming very explosive in hopes that you will say, oh my God, and click on it. And some are going over the edge with it. That's why paragraphs are immediately catching your eye with statements that draw you in, hopefully, that you want to see. You know, Nancy Pelosi just got a new facelift. Boom, I want to see that, right? So anyhow, all jokes aside, search engine optimization. Now, these companies, you keep hearing algorithms, okay? They can put out there keywords that they want to ping. Don't let them lie to you. They can put out keywords they want to ping. And anytime those words, it's like going in a column or in a post, it starts sorting that post up to the top of what they feel is unacceptable. And that's you. So they can lie all they want if they don't tell you that what they consider fake news, radical right, unacceptable, harmful to their social media community is not more Republican than anything else. But don't let them lie to you on this whole algorithm search engine optimization. They can put keywords in their system to search. Because, look, don't let them say this, because you can go in and you can define your searches. You can say, I want to look for John Doe in Nebraska, in so-and-so county and so-and-so town. You could drill down your search on anything you want. So don't think if you can do that, they cannot hit or have a program, or their system is not programmed, that says hide, okay? I mean, folks, you can go to Facebook and hide from anybody. Am I correct, Amanda? Can you hide your post? Amanda's not listening, so I'm mad at her. All right, so you can go to Facebook and hide, all right? You can pick somebody and say, hide their post. So all of these companies, these social media companies, have things that will allow you to hide, filter down, or stop them from letting your post go through and actually do something that you don't want to happen. So they're all on there. They're just lying to you. Now, the good news, and I'm being very facetious on that, the good news is they've made a determination, all of these social media companies for the most part, that they're going to invest and hire hundreds and hundreds of people to go through posts and help identify fake news. So where are they going to get these people? Are they going to get them from all of these state-run communist, I call them state-run communist higher education sources, as what we call state universities? Is that where they're going to get them? Out of journalism? Are they going to hire a dozen students right out of a journalism degree and put them in there and say, find me fake news? Are they going to let the New York Times set the standards of fake news? Are they going to let the Washington Post? When they tell you they're going to help by hiring people and investing and finding out what's fake, you better pay attention to what's coming down the line. Anyhow, the CEO of Twitter, and I forget his name, he was talking yesterday. And before we go to break, this is something we just have to do because I think it's absolutely hilarious. I love the guy. I think his name's Billy Long. I'll get the details later and give it to you. I think his name's Billy Long. He's a representative. When Billy Long is not, okay, when Billy Long, Representative Long, I don't know his first name, but I know his last name is Long, okay, when Billy Long is not being a member of the House of Representatives, he is none other than home. His career, he's an auctioneer. An auctioneer. A protester stood up yesterday in the hearings and started yelling. And listen to what happened when Mr. Long got involved, Representative Long, at these hearings. Let's play that video.
Chair now recognizes the order. We'll have order in the hearing room, or you'll be asked to leave. Ma'am, if you'll please take a seat, or we'll have to have you. Then you'll need to relieve.
Donald Trump, help us. Please help us, Mr. President, before it is too late, because Jack Dorsey is trying to influence the election, to sway the election.
What's she saying? I can't understand her. What?
Steal the election. That is why he is censoring and shadow banning.
How about it in? 12 and a half, 15, 7 and a half, $20, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 30. Hit $30 down here, 2 and a half, 5, 35, 7 and a half, 40. Hit $40, 2 and a half, 5, 45, 7 and a half, 50. Hit $50 down here, 2 and a half.
Officer, will you escort this young lady out, please?
Hit 2 and a half now, 5, 65, 7 and a half, 70. What? 2 and a half now, 5, 75, 7 and a half, $80 to 5, 85, 90. Hit $100 and 10, 10, 10 and a quarter, 1 and a quarter, 1 and a half, to divide to 2, 2 and a quarter. Hit 2 and a half, to divide 3, able to bomb 300. Hit 3 and a quarter. Hit 3 and a quarter now, half, 3 and a half, to divide 400. Hit but a 4, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. We're selling the cell phone there, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. Hit 4 and a half, 475, 505, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. I yield back.
Somehow I think our auctioneer in residence is going to get tweeted about today. Yeah. I would remind members of the audience you're here to observe, not participate, and I appreciate that.
Billy Long, for you folks out in Missouri, the 7th District, Billy Long is a representative from the 7th Congressional District of Missouri since 2011. He's an auctioneer. When he's got nothing else to do, he's an auctioneer. That's his lifelong career. And you should check out, just Google this guy. He's a lot of fun, and I enjoyed that yesterday. So every once in a while, we have to have some fun around here. When we get back, we'll go to the Twitter deck, wrap the show up, add a couple more things. And I want to wrap up, and I'm going to be a little redundant, but I will tell you this. Is this a coincidence, all these bombs being dropped on the President of the United States and you and I? Take us a break.